A week ago, I got into a hospital with pneumonia because apparently it's quite common to get into the hospital during your chemo treatment or right after it. So I got into the hospital right after. Just as soon as I started to feel just a smidge better, I got into a hospital again. So I am in a bit of a funk, in a bit of a mood recently. And I've just been trying to recapture that will to live that I used to have when I was like 12. So I remembered about this icon that I think doesn't get enough recognition, and that icon is Ashley Tisdale. Ashley Tisdale is an underrated pop diva, okay? I want you to remember all the great songs that she's produced that we'll listen to when we were like 12 because they were great. She's also given us Sharpay from High School Musical and Maddie from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. There was this iconic moment where she met Hannah Montana. Truly a crossover like no other. I think that her music was somewhat Britney Spears-ish, and it was fantastic. I'm going to show you a song that's gonna trigger your memory. That song being He Said, She Said.
He said, she said, it's her money spent to diamond center.
The music video, you cannot find it in good quality anymore. I remember making GIFs out of that video. I think I had a copy, like I downloaded it online, that was literally HD. And right now, you can't find anything above whatever the hell this is, like 360p. And I think it's such a shame. It's such a banger of a song, such a banger of a music video. Everything is so 2000s about it in the best way possible. You can't deny that this song is just fantastic. And also I feel like it would have done incredible right now with the resurgence of all the 2000 styles. Also, did you notice I did silver eyeshadow to match the theme? There was also another great single, Crank It Up. That was from her second album.
Let's crank it up till the walls cave in.
Look at her being a fallen angel. This song is a banger once again. It's like Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears crossover. I love that she had this I'm out of Disney phase while she was in Disney. The song was fantastic. Her hair was great. Also, there was another great song, which is Be Good to Me. Fantastic.
So why can't you? Don't ask for much. All I want is love.
There's a whole performance on YouTube. It's fun how they edited it. They just had like random zoom ins. I like to just grabbed the dancer and they played it twice. This is so 2000s. I absolutely adore it. Sharpay's fabulous song, of course. Disney, as usual, vilifying femininity. An iconic song nonetheless. Her second album had like pop rock songs, and of course there was a song called It's Alright, It's Okay.
It's alright, okay. I'm so much better without you.
And that was fantastic too. This song Hair,
Let you run your fingers through my hair in the morning.
she had me singing that song at the age of 12 about having a guy mess up your hair and liking it. That's just iconic behavior though. She's quite entertaining as a performer. Her makeup just being the most 2000s makeup ever. All of this is great nostalgia bait. It really is. Really cool tones. It's really something. There was this Good Morning America performance that is truly hard to watch, not because of her performance or something like that. No, she's fine. It's the audience, the most dead audience you could ever imagine. It's just, why do they have posters but they're so unhappy to be there? It's such a weird, strange combination.
One night with you, gorgeous.
And this song is great. What is wrong with these people? Why are they just standing there looking in a completely different direction too? Sometimes I don't understand what the hell is going on. I'm so glad that we're out of that era of showing the audience a lot when someone is performing. I mean, it still happens obviously, but I feel like a lot of performances right now are done like in a studio without an audience or something like that. And to be honest, sometimes it's so much better just because the audience just doesn't give what needs to be given in the moment. And sometimes I don't want to be taken down a notch. I don't want my mood and my investment to be brought down by audiences like that, okay? But I love that out of all the Disney girls, she is giving us not just, vocals or whatever in like performance, she is dancing. Yes, the dance is very basic. She's giving a lot to compare to a lot of the other girlies, and I feel like people just don't talk about it enough. People just don't praise her enough. People just don't remember how much of a banger He Said She Said is. Or It's Alright, It's Okay. Or Hair. Or Be Good to Me. Crank it up, okay? Also, I gotta show you this performance too because, listen, those two guys at the back.
I don't know where we went wrong.
Her hair always looks really good, like really voluminous and nice. In any case, the dancing sometimes is just... I'm still enjoying it. It's a lot better than a lot of other performances that I've seen recently where nothing is happening at all and we're just supposed to be entertained by a bland performance with zero charisma or talent. I mean, the vocals are usually alright with current performers, you know, like usually they have some musical talent, but you gotta put on a show. Girl, someone needs to put on a show. We can't just be sitting around looking at nothing. This is something to do with The Little Mermaid, and I have no idea how any of this works, but the fact of the matter is that the shots, just everyone had those music videos done in the beginning of their careers for that generation of Disney stars. I have no idea if they're still being made in the same type of style in terms of, obviously, not styling or the production, but in terms of like making this type of song as like an original kind of soundtrack situation for something and then being intercut between the two. I feel like it's such an old school thing to do. And of course I have to talk about this scene from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody where Zac Efron is playing this character who's going on a date with London, and basically it's Maddie talking through the little earpiece, basically having conversations with this guy instead of London. It's a very classic trope, and they fight because he's like, I'm assuming like a Republican or something, and she's like a liberal.
Ask him what he'll do to help the environment when he's president.
I believe there are too many restrictions on developing the wilderness already.
What?
Bleeding heart liberal!
Establishment puppet!
Do you want to kiss me as much as I want to kiss you?
I'm surprised someone as smart as you would have to ask!
And that was so unnecessarily intense for a Disney show. I don't know why they decided to go with that, especially because I feel like he's just such a little asshole that like I don't get it. Is it like enemies to lovers kind of bait? Anyway, and of course we can't talk about Ashley Tisdale without talking about her iconic fashion looks from the 2000s. These looks are usually used as like an example of what people didn't like about the 2000s fashion. Like I get it, but also it's so iconic that it's camp at this point. Do you know what I mean? Let me know if you think otherwise. But like it's so bad it's good. At the very least, it has flavor. And isn't that all we're looking for, really? This is kind of a serve. Maybe I'm going insane from just sitting at home all the time because I'm immunocompromised. But come on now. She was giving us something. Yeah, maybe that something wasn't particularly fashionable or well matched, but at the same time she was giving us something flavorful, and I'm here for it. I am. I'd rather you give me something ridiculous than something underwhelming in terms of its impact. Also, these hats, I had one of those. I wore it. I think mine was light pink with like a pink flower, and I also had a white one, and I wore it to my cousin's wedding when I was like 11. I remember that. They were so popular. Do you remember? This isn't it, but also kind of, it's giving me a randomized sim kind of aesthetic. And sometimes that's what you need. I feel bad for the tweens of this generation that they don't get to wear nonsense as much as we did. Kids grow up so fast nowadays, they don't get to do nonsense like this, and they should. It's a right, it's a human right to wear nonsensical outfits when you are around the age of from 9 to like 12. It's the time when Disney show outfits seem kind of like a good idea. And I think that it's kind of just part of growing up, and it should stay part of growing up. And okay, this is a serve. Come on now. Hello Kitty on her mask, and that scarf, feather scarf, the jeans, the tank top. This is a serve. I don't care. At least it's amusing to look at nowadays, and like in a good way. Most things that I see nowadays just piss me off and make me sad. So I am here for something that is just nonsensical fun. That's what all of us should bring to the table, and that's what all of us should aspire to. Anyway, I just want to talk about Ashley Tisdale, and I just wanted to reminisce about the bangers that she created, those great songs, and those music videos, her roles as Maddie and Sharpay, and her iconic red carpet looks, because those were great and we need to remember them. And I think that that's probably what is remembered most about her. Whenever we talk about 2000s looks, there's always somebody who brings up Ashley Tisdale and some other Disney stars, but we don't talk about how many great songs she's produced and how great those albums are, and we should. In any case, I'll see you soon if I don't get into a hospital again, which I hope I don't, because I don't have the will to live anymore. This is like staying at the hospital is not gonna help that. Anyway, bye.